Hello and welcome to Cognitions Speaking the Unspeakable with JP.
And Stacy D.
I'm JP Craddock and I am here with the one and only Stacy D. Love. We are broadcasting here on KUAW Radio, which stands for Knowledge, Understanding,
And wisdom.
and Wisdom. The question of the day today is paraphilias,
Ooh.
sexual deviancy, or preference.
I like that. And the preference.
Or preference.
This is not a perfume, okay?
We we are going to be doing a series on the paraphilias. There is about 8 of them.
Okay.
I'm hoping we can cover 2 per episode. But the reason why I said sexual deviancy or preference is because for some people who have these desires, they don't appreciate being called sexual deviants.
They just like being called a freak.
which is the street term for sexual deviant. They're like, no, it's my preference.
It's my preference. This is what I like.
I ain't a freak.
And we are not going to get kicked off the air behind these episodes, okay?
We are not. But here are the paraphilias, and we've been waiting to do this for like a couple of months.
Yes, we have.
And these are not, don't confuse paraphilia with pedophilia. Pedophilia is one of the paraphilias, okay? So the paraphilias are voyeuristic disorder, exhibitionistic.
I sort of like that.
Exhibitionistic. Okay. You said you like that one, D?
Yeah, I like that name.
D, you gonna flash the audience? D? You gonna flash the audience? These feel like engaging in exhibitionism.
I accidentally was flashing people Sunday at the concert.
Accidentally?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to come back to that for our check-in.
Okay.
Frotteuristic disorder, sexual masochism, sexual sadism, sadomasochist, okay, pedophilia, fetishistic, and transvestic. And the reason why it's really the transvestites that I was thinking that they would not appreciate being categorized as being sexually deviant. And so
say it's a preference.
Sexual deviancy or sexual preference. So we're gonna kick that off today. D, what's your check-in?
Okay, the check-in was, I wasn't trying to say it on the radio, but JP said save it and do it. So you guys, oh God, I haven't been here in a minute. Okay,
you ain't been here in 2 months.
Whatever. I told you spring break. So
spring break don't last 2 months. That's a whole season.
So you guys, my dating thing. So remember the guy that threw the $50 at me and told me I was too busy?
Threw the 50.
Yeah, he threw. I feel as though he threw it on the table.
And I thought that she was done with him. Apparently, I was mistaken. Go ahead, D.
Yes. We went on vacation together. Well, not
she went on a vacation with him. I thought they were done.
Like for 2 weeks. It just ended like
he
Saturday.
Is fully your man.
No, he's not.
How you travel for 2 weeks? You work for the school district. Spring break is not 2 weeks.
I know. But he's not my man.
That's your man.
Most definitely.
You his woman. He spent all that money.
Not my problem. But I told him that we do not. I don't believe in putting labels on things.
That's not true.
I know, but that's what I told him.
Okay. Because you gonna end up married again.
Oh, I am gonna get married again.
Oh, I know.
Definitely.
Oh, I know.
He's not gonna be the one though.
Okay.
So
every time we think he's the one.
So we went on a cruise. We had a great time. It rained. Do never take a cruise in March.
Yeah.
Never. The water was rough. It was just really terrible.
Really? Did you get seasick?
No, I didn't get seasick. I remember I have vertigo.
So you got pills.
Yeah, I have pills, but I was just like, ooh, I just need to lay
But
down.
the boat was rocking. Really? See, I think that would have made me nervous.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it started like, because we went to a comedy show, so it was pretty good. You know, you could feel a little bit of it. But that night, the last night, we went to the comedy show on the boat, and I was like, ooh. Everybody else was like, ooh, we going like this. You like,
Oh.
it was really, really bad.
Wow.
And you got to remember the comedy show was like on the 4th floor, so you'll feel the currents a lot more when you're lower on the ship. So anyway, had a decent time. He drank too much for me. Not my thing. And he
Every
smoked
day?
cigarettes. He been hiding that he smoked cigarettes.
Oh, that's the deal breaker.
That was a deal breaker.
Drink all day, drink all night, but don't fire up no cigarette.
Yes. All this time, we even did a weekend getaway, and I never.
He hit it.
He hit it.
Because he was smoking. How did
He
you
was
not
smoking.
smell that, though?
Because he always smells so good.
D,
So he was
you
like-
should have tasted that when you kissed him.
I'm not a kisser.
What you mean?
I'm not a kisser.
When he put his tongue in your mouth, D.
I'm not a kisser. He's not my fiance, so you do not get kisses.
You never gave him any kisses?
No, this is some things that you just have to wait until you give me a ring and a date.
D,
Yes.
how you be... D.
I mean, I'm a pecker. But I'm not a full-blown out kisser.
How is kissing more intimate than getting butt naked?
I don't know, but it is. Getting butt naked is I'm getting a good feeling out of it.
So...
Kissing is more intimate. You have to say
Oh,
something for the special person. Come on, if anybody understand what I'm saying,
But what you
please
supposed-
reach out and say something.
D,
What?
what you're supposed to be saving is below the waistline. You giving that up because that feel good,
I'm
but
getting a good
kissing don't feel good, so
Yeah,
you
no,
don't
no,
give
no,
that
just
up.
seems more intimate and personal to me.
Then sex.
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
You can get a good and go and buy your business. I ain't got to. I'm not cuddling with you. I'm not doing any of that.
Sex is just an exchange as far as the D's
Yes.
concerned. She's like,
Because you got to
We just
understand-
had sex, but don't be coming over here trying to smooch.
Exactly.
So
And I'm
that's
not
why
laying
you
in the
didn't
bed
smell
and
the
cuddling.
cigarettes.
That might have been the reason why.
Because that would be on his breath, like
I don't know, because his hygiene is like super, super good. He's always spraying that stuff in his mouth.
hiding his cigarette.
Hiding the cigarettes from me. Yeah.
So he finally got sick of hiding it.
Or just got too drunk.
Oh. I'm surprised he didn't pull that, I only smoke when I drink. Because, you got some people who only smoke when they drink,
I have a friend like that. That's the only time he
which
smokes.
is weird.
Which is weird, yeah, but that's the only time he smokes.
I'm surprised he didn't pull that line.
No, he didn't. I told him, I'm like, ooh. The next morning, I'm like, ooh, I didn't know you smoke. I'm like, that's a deal breaker for me. Oh, I'm going to quit. I'm like, no, you ain't got to quit behind me. Do what you do. But remember, I told you that was a deal breaker way in the beginning.
Like, who smokes anymore?
A whole lot of people do. That's why they still getting rich.
Why are people still smoking?
Yeah,
Professor,
and they vaping.
Professor, do you smoke?
You know, he's a workout. He's
You
a gym
bet not-
bum.
You bet not smoke. Professor. Yeah, the professor's a gym bum. Right? He a gym rat.
That don't go together. A gym brat, bum, and smoking. It don't go together.
And I'll say the true smokers, they the one that stand outside when it's 16 below.
That's what he
That's
does.
true.
Cigarette.
And while y'all was on that ship, he was leaving to go smoke somewhere.
Because it had a smoking section. So he probably was. Because I was actually doing paperwork and stuff.
But it should have been on his clothes when he came back from the smoking section.
And you know, my sense of smell is really high. Because, my ears and my eyes, I can smell everything.
I'm really surprised he was able to hide that.
He did it until he got too drunk.
Okay, so the drinking was a problem,
Excessive drinking.
like every day.
He had a drink package. And I bet you they won't do another drink package because he probably.
So the boat, you have to pay separately for a drink. Is that
Package.
unlimited drinking?
Unlimited.
Ooh, I wonder how much that is.
I don't know. But he had it.
And was using it.
I told you that they're not gonna have it anymore. he done put Royal Caribbean in bankruptcy.
He done
And
drank
then I was nice
all
be-
they booze.
Then I like it because he didn't take me. It wasn't on Carnival. You know, Carnival's a cheap cruise. So we was on Royal Caribbean. He does it up just like Sunday. Hey, you guys.
I didn't
Anthony-
know Carnival was cheap.
Yeah, they say
I didn't know
Carnival's the
any
cheapest.
cruises were cheap.
Carnival's the cheapest of the cheapest. It's the party crew. Everybody, I just want to let you know, if you have an opportunity to go see Anthony Hamilton, please go see him. He is such a great entertainer with his little bitty butt. He's such a great entertainer. So we went to Anthony Hamilton. So that basically was the end.
After y'all got back stateside.
Yeah, we had front row seats, VIP access. I mean, he most definitely know how to date me. But I had on 6-inch heels looking really, really good. He was late picking me up.
How late?
We said we was going to leave at 5:30. He didn't come to 6:15.
Ooh, that's real late. That's later than I would. I ain't late to no concert. I am
The
never.
concert didn't start till 7, so we got there before the concert started. But I like to get there, and you know.
That's why he came at 6:15 because the concert didn't start till 7.
So
He doesn't understand why y'all needed to leave at 5:30.
so we can get a good parking spot. I had my handicap sticker.
Well, then you always gonna get a good parking spot.
No, they had taken up all the. It was an old school concert. All the old people were there.
They took up all the handicaps.
It wasn't any more handicap spots left.
They took up all the handicap spots.
No.
So y'all had to park far away.
Yes, and I'm in.
Did he apologize for
He
being
did.
late and
He
y'all
did.
having to park far away?
He did.
Okay,
He
but
did.
what else happened after that?
So then I get out the car. He didn't open up the car door to let me out.
Because he never does.
He never does. He opened up all doors except for car doors, and that really bugs me, especially when I'm looking really, really hot and good. You should really store for me.
Well, he's acting like you his wife.
My husband's
He took you on a cruise.
my husband's open all doors for me.
Use the word plural.
Husbands.
Lord Jesus.
Yes.
Okay.
And my next husband will also.
I used to always open the car door for Nadine, but I have been slipping on that because
You getting
one,
princess
we're always
out.
late.
Why are you late?
We do have to get my baby out the car. Cause you know she's still in a car seat. And we do be late. So we jumps out that car. We barely stopped the car. The car be still moving. We got to jump out of it. But not to no concert. Because some artists, you got people like Madonna who comes on stage 2 hours late. I don't go see Madonna. My wife went to see Madonna. She's notoriously late. And I heard that
'Cause
Lauryn
she hot.
Hill breaks
Lauryn
world
Hill,
records with
yeah.
being late.
But the thing about it now is that these concert venues are not standing for that.
Really?
Heck
They ain't
yeah.
shutting down the show.
Well, yeah, they will. At a certain time, it's over with. You got to be out. It's curfews now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, because the concerts that I go to, which is only a couple of concerts I go to, okay?
We went to go
talking
see Janet
Patty
Jackson.
and
Oh, she got damn.
But she's not late. And Patty don't be late. But Nadine sat, it was at least 2 hours.
I would have left. I would have asked for
for
my money and
Madonna.
left. I would have left.
And then they said Madonna came out with attitude. She wasn't even apologetic. And every show was, I think it's on purpose. But I don't take chances being late to a concert. Because if I miss one note, I'm pissed.
That's how I am also. Even regardless if it's my money or not. I you know.
You want to see the whole show.
Yeah, and not to mention I stopped my day early so I could go home and get ready. I could have worked 45 more minutes. This is the first of the month. Well, I got a whole lot of stuff due by
Yeah,
the
stuff, dude.
5th, the 6th, and the 10th.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And I was working Sunday. I didn't even, I don't go to church on Easter. So
Too crowded.
too crowded. It's too commercial. So we're at the concert. I have on my 6-inch heels. And he's like a long way in front of me.
He walked off.
He walked off.
But he was in a rush to get to the concert.
He's gonna be in a rush now.
Hold up. He was late picking you up, which caused y'all to have to park far away. You had to walk from far away in 6-inch heels, and then he decided, I'm in a rush to get inside the venue, and he walked off and left you.
Yeah, not to mention he's 6'5". So he's 6'5". I'm a whole foot and some more shorter than him. So his stride is longer than mine. One thing is like three steps for me. One step for him is like 3 steps for me.
Between me and Miss V, one of us told you to walk away. One of us said, give him another chance. Which one was that?
Miss
Miss
V.
V.
But you said he wasn't gonna come back for me though. Cause you would have just been done.
Oh, I did say that. I
After I
did
called
say he
him a
wasn't coming.
slave.
But y'all should have been done.
Yeah, we really should have. But I enjoyed my trips.
What happened after he walked off, D?
Then this one guy in his car come by. He had a nice car too. And he's like, baby, do you need a ride? I'm like, no. I'm like, he just left me. He's like, oh, he a doggone fool for leaving you. Hold on, I'll park and I'll walk you up there. So then he turned around and said, Stacey, come on here.
Because you was talking to another
Yeah,
man
I just stopped and started talking.
on his dime. He paid for them concert
Well,
tickets.
he should have.
He paid for the cruise
He
ship.
should have opened my door and made sure we were walking. I should have had his arm.
It's weird that he left you.
Yes.
I don't.
Well, he probably got mad because when they picked me up, I wasn't talking to him.
Oh.
What wasn't nothing else for us to say.
Now we know why he left.
Wasn't nothing for us to talk about.
Now we know why he left. Okay. So after you started talking to another man, he decided maybe I should walk with her before she
No.
disappears with another man.
He just stayed up there. And the other man, he found me too. I got his number.
Are you serious?
I went to go use the bathroom and he found me.
Wow. Okay, we need to talk about him on the next show. Go out with him before next week.
Wow, okay, you pimping me out. But so now, oh boy, Mr. Mac, we're going to call him Mr. Mac. So Mr. Mac, I'm actually ghosting him now.
Yeah, right. The last time we thought you and him was done, you ended up on a cruise ship with him.
And Arkansas.
So, kind of hard to believe that
No,
he's
that
out
made
the
me
picture.
mad. No, that made me mad.
Which one? The drinking, the smoking, or the
All
walking
of
off?
it. The walking off really made me mad because I have to have a gentleman. I mean, I have to have a gentleman.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so you're ghosting him now?
Yeah. Actually, he's blocked, so I don't even. Is block ghosting?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need somebody young up in here. I don't know why I
Have our
turned and looked at
kids.
them
I
two
know.
old fools over there. Why did I turn and look at Mr.
He
Walker?
is the professor.
I was about to ask one of them two old coots.
I was trying to give you opportunity to go ahead and clean it up. You must be the older one since you don't know.
Is ghosting,
And
is blocking ghosting? Ghosting is when you just disappear on a person.
Mm-hmm.
So blocking would have to be a way of ghosting.
Mm-hmm.
But he gonna show up at your house. He done spend way too much money on you. He
And
done
he's
spent
not gonna
thousands
get
of
in.
dollars on you.
And he's not going to get in. We already had that conversation before.
And he ain't
If
never
you're-
got no sugar either.
If you're not invited, don't come to my house because you won't be able to get in. I can see my cameras on my phone. Oh, you ain't had no invitation.
D, you crazy. Okay. D, that's your check-in.
That's my
Do
check-in.
And so here's the takeaway from the D's check-in. Be a gentleman. If you're a smoker, tell the truth. Be upfront about it.
Yeah.
Don't hide smoke. You cannot hide smoking
He
forever.
did.
You can't hide it
He did
forever.
for a while.
And if you drink a lot, you really can't have that forever either. So be
And
honest.
the family told me he drink a lot. He told me just because he was on vacation. It's like, I don't know. You know, his daddy was a drunk alcoholic.
See, so he's serious about you to take you on a family reunion cruise. He's
And
serious.
the family reunion
He
started
wants
in
you to
Arkansas.
have his baby. He wants you to have his baby.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, so yeah, be honest about who you are. Don't surprise
Exactly.
people with these types of things.
Don't put on your best representative. Just put you on.
Right. Okay, I actually do not have a check-in, but I have 2 mental health and illness in the
Ooh,
news
give
stories.
it to us, JP. Give it to us.
Okay, we previously talked about the man and the woman they were in Kansas at the time that killed a 7-year-old and fed his body to the pigs.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yes, but the case just got settled.
He used to be a bail bondsman. We used to work together.
So you knew him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know he was beating a child to death?
Not at all.
Beating and starving this
Mike
child
Jones
to death.
was his name.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the biological mother finally won her second lawsuit because what they were doing was they were going back and forth from Kansas to Missouri, and both states dropped the ball on removing this kid from care.
Wow.
They went 3 years without laying eyes on this kid. Their excuse was, well, we could never find them because sometimes they live in Kansas, then they live in Missouri, but they were living there. If they're living in Missouri, you had time to show up
Call the police
and check on that kid. Exactly.
We used to do that a lot at SRS.
Well, SRS has changed because they were not responding to the hotlines. And so that happened back in 2015, but she recently settled. Kansas said, look, let's just settle because Missouri, she got them, she gonna get us. So she got $1 million. And I'm glad because you have to hit people in their pocket when it comes to this is going to protect children. A law was created as a result of what happened to this child that requires them to actually lay eyes on children who they've gotten a report that the kid was abused. It's a damn shame you have to tell a worker that if you are investigating an abuse case, you need to lay eyes on the kid. How are you investigating abuse without laying eyes on the baby? So
Because not all investigators has to be social workers anymore.
yeah, they're social service workers. Okay, so yeah, Topeka, he was 7 at the time. She sued them for $1 million.
He fed them to the pigs. I remember this.
and
This
they
case really made me mad because I actually knew him.
Well, yeah, he's a monster. It's kind of creepy when you know a monster. You didn't know he was a monster, but because this abuse went on for years, and Michael Jones, as you said, the little kid's name was Adrian, and Heather Jones is the mother, and Missouri, I think Missouri settled a year or so ago. And so neither of because the case was not supposed to be heard until April 2025. But Kansas was like, listen, we screwed this up. A child died. And
On our watch.
And we need to pay up. So I'm glad that the biological mother.
I mean,
sued.
okay, so they were living with the biological father and girlfriend?
Yes. Okay. And they killed this kid. And they were having a domestic violence incident. When the police showed up for a domestic violence incident, that's when they discovered the kid in the pig pen. Yeah. And pigs will eat everything.
That was his flesh and blood that he just threw in the pig.
Yeah, that he did that too.
Some mental health issues there for sure.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find. It's called Adrian's Law, After Adrian's death in 2021, the state enacted Adrian's Law, mandating that child welfare personnel personally examine any child who is allegedly a victim of abuse or neglect. This is like a national story because I'm reading this from the Miami Standard News. Okay. So that's my one. I just wanted to give that update on that. What is this?
You acting like Mr. Walker right now.
I know. Look, it's a
acting like
commercial.
you.
I know it's a commercial. Okay, I'm trying to find my other news story. This one is ridiculous. A couple gave birth to newborn twins and they put them up for sale. They tried to sell their twins for $5,000.
I think that was pretty cheap.
Not $5,000 a piece. This was a 2-for-1 deal. This was a 2-for-1 deal. They sold the set. You can't divide up a set of kids. Okay. Newborn twins put up for sale by Kansas parents just for $5,000. This is all local insanity. Out of Topeka, once again. Arrested by authorities after offer made to a relative who exposed them. Basically, what the family member did is recorded the whole interaction and then called the police to say, listen, my cousin is trying to sell these damn twins. And I need y'all to go over there and get the babies before they sell them. And so here's the name of the babies. The Jackson County parents. Now, they're back and forth between Jackson County and see these kind of abusive parents. This is the problem with us having twin cities is that these criminals, because it only take 5 minutes to go from Kansas to Missouri, they bounce back and forth. So they're actually in jail in Missouri. The Jackson County parents allegedly agreed to sell their newborn daughters to Zachary Davis's sister-in-law for $5,000. That's the perpetrator's name, Zachary. So, can you believe that? Who is selling? Why are you selling the babies? Like, why didn't they just put them up for adoption? Well, because they wanted money. But surrogates get paid. So they could have legally received money as like for surrogacy. You don't have to just be trying to sell your kids to your cousin from around the way. Now, apparently, their defense is that we was just kidding. We wasn't really gonna sell them. They said the mother claimed in a video that she wasn't serious about the attempted sale, while the father said that he had quote unquote joked around about selling the babies. According to the Associated Press, they was gonna sell those babies. It wasn't a joke. They were dead serious. $5,000 for a set of two. And
I really think that's sort of cheap, though.
That's very cheap. These are live babies.
Not puppies.
Right. A puppy costs, 2 puppies is $4,000.
You know how much we pay for our puppies.
Yes. They basically were selling 2 babies for the price of 2 Malteses.
Hannah and Dream.
Right. Hannah. I don't know why my baby chose that name. Hannah Cupcake.
Hannah Cupcake pay.
The expensive dog that costs as much as a twin.
As a twin.
Right.
Well, you are trying to have her to have babies, so she can some twins and get your money back.
Apparently she's in heat. Can she be in heat already?
Yes, she can.
Really?
Yeah, y'all need to go get some Pampers.
Is yours in heat?
She's been there twice.
Really? You ain't getting her fixed?
I am. I've been trying to find her a boo.
I told Nadine, I said, listen, after spending all this money for this dog,
she need to be making some money back.
She need to be bringing some dough back up in this house.
And here go the bad thing about it is that they usually only have one baby, maybe 2,
because they're so little. And so we need her to be knocked up. I need for 2 babies to come out of her so we can make a profit. Because I want more than my money back.
Why you think I haven't got Dream fixed? I mean, I don't have a problem with paying a stud fee. I pay like a $300 stud fee.
Is that what it costs? Where do you find who is doing these types of
I haven't
business
had the time
deals?
to do it. I mean, I'm sure it's on the internet.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
you pay somebody to whelp it.
To what?
Whelp it, like
What does that mean?
take care of the babies when they come. She'll probably have to have a C-section because she's so little.
Why she can't take care of the babies? C-section.
They can get expensive.
Okay, hold up. Why can't she take care of her own babies?
Because she might not like them.
What?
She's not going. She probably only going to have one.
Little heifer. I want my money back. I need her to get knocked up. See, this is why too bad Sire ain't around.
Sorry, been to knock them up.
Sire.
Period.
Okay, let's get to our question of the day.
Yes.
Paraphilias. Sexual deviancy or just a preference?
Just a preference.
Just a preference. Okay, so we're going to let's start with fetishistic disorder.
How you spell that?
Fetishistic. This is about fetishes. The diagnostic code out of the DSM, because we only diagnose from the DSM.
Our Bible.
There we go. Can you see it? Can y'all see it? They can't
No,
see
not
it.
really. Okay, there it is.
There we go. Okay. DSM 5 TR text revision. Okay, because you got to have the latest version when you diagnosing.
Have to have it.
Okay, so the diagnostic code for this is 56.5. Okay, now let me get some disclaimers out of the way. We cannot officially diagnose any person. So if you meet the criteria for this, do not be running around saying JP and Stacy D diagnose. No, this is a radio show, people. Okay, we are covering the diagnosis. Now you can diagnose yourself. On our Facebook page, we have a diagnostic form that you can print off on our Facebook page, and then you can go over these symptoms, and the show will be posted on the page. You can go over the symptoms and see if you have a fetish. But most people who have fetishes, they know that they have fetishes. They just don't want to tell anybody. Right. They just don't want to tell anybody. These are actually, let me hold off before I start giving examples. Okay, so here are the diagnostic criteria for fetishistic disorder over a period of at least 6 months.
6 months.
So for those of you who just started getting your freak on 5 months ago, you almost there. You almost mentally ill. Not quite. For a period of at least 6 months, recurrent and intense sexual arousal from either the use of non-living objects or a highly specific focus on non-genital body parts. Feet is a very common fetish.
It is. The
And
girl
you
that
got
used to
people
do
who-
my feet, she had a fetish.
She had, that's why she was doing that. Did she put your toe in her mouth? She wanted to.
Probably did, because she always said how beautiful my toes were.
And people with foot fetishes, they will put your big toe in their mouth.
It was so
And-
uncomfortable that I quit going to her.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have been, because here's the thing.
But she was the best.
Because she loved feet.
Yeah, she did it the best.
And so really, someone with a foot fetish might be the best person to go and get
a pedicure from.
a pedicure from. But at the same time, you know they are drooling and wanting to put
And
your
'cause when
big
she
toe
was
in
massaging
their
it,
mouth.
She was so gentle.
She was making love to your feet.
Ooh.
This is the paraphilias are sexual disorders. So she probably had an orgasm while she was massaging your feet.
Probably was.
See, that's a bit much for a pedicure. Who wants all that when they getting their feet done? That's too much, D.
It was feeling really good though.
Yeah, don't see you and her had a sexual interaction.
No, because I'm strictly dickly. So
Then you cannot. What in the world are you saying?
we can't say that.
No. What in the world?
I just said we was not gonna get kicked off, didn't I? We're gonna get kicked off the air again.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Oops. I'm sorry, everyone.
I didn't say you consented to the sexual interaction.
So she raped me?
Well, she did what she wanted to do.
So I got raped?
And, well, you didn't know what was going on.
So I unconsciously got raped?
I don't think we should use a heavy term like rape. But
Well,
some freaky business took place. That freaky business took place unbeknownst to you. If you'd have went to sleep, you'd have woke up with your toes in her mouth. Okay, so a non-genital body part as manifested by fantasies, urges, or behaviors. She took it to the level of behaviors. But a person can just have fantasies. You don't have to act on the fetish in order to have it, right? Just having the fantasies and having the urges. These are the kind of people who have sex with cars. There are people who have sex with their car.
Really? I just bought a new car.
Is it outside right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really, D?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, we need to check that out. Please don't let nobody have sex with the car. Some people...
She's bad, though.
Oh, she'll make somebody have sex with her. Open up the gas tank and put something in it. Put something in it. You running while she's riding rough. Wonder why she's riding rough.
Okay, come on, get back to the subject at hand, JP.
Oh, my Lord.
You and your ADHD.
How do these things get off track? Okay, so these are the kind of people who have sex with their cars. And I saw a television show where the guy, he would have sex with his car, the gas tank area of the car. These are also people who have ethnicity fetishes. There are people who have like a fetish for Asian women. Yeah. Okay. So the fantasies and sexual urges or behaviors cause clinically significant distress. This is the diagnostic requirement. If you have a fetish, but you're not stressed out about it, you don't feel bad about it, you like, so what, I like toes, I ain't bothering nobody, ain't nobody bother me, then you don't meet the criteria for that's when it's a preference.
That's when it's a preference.
Okay. And so, but it has to cause clinically significant distress, enough distress for it to be significant, or impairment in social, occupational, or other areas of functioning. Now, which means for those of you who are not bothered by it, but it is negatively affecting your life, like if you do pedicures and you keep getting fired because every time somebody falls asleep, they wake up, you gnawing on their toe. Sorry. And you getting fired, that's clinically significant. You keep getting fired because you sucking on everybody's toes, right? So the fetish objects are not limited to articles of clothing used in cross-dressing. That is an exclusionary factor, okay? Because some people will like masturbate with panties and different things like that. That doesn't count. Okay. Used in cross-dressing as in transvestic disorder. So we're going to get to that, but it ain't,
that's one of the
it ain't
eights.
included under here. Or devices specifically designed for the purposes of tactile genital stimulation. So if you are addicted to your vibrator, because there are some women who get addicted to their vibrator. And
there's no feelings with the vibrator.
what do you mean?
You don't have
It's vibrating.
But you don't got no other person's emotions and feelings attached to it. What?
D, I'm surprised you care about that because a minute ago you was like, sex ain't nothing. Kissing though, that's something. So D, why a vibrator, like, you don't need
a lot
warm...
of women will enjoy, will probably be like that because they do what they want to do, then they do wash it off and put it in their drawer and be done with it.
And if
and then take it back out again in 5 minutes.
If she's addicted
to
her vibrator, that is not included. because the
Oh, it's not
vibrator is
included.
specifically for genital stimulation.
Oh, okay.
See, it's a fetish if you are attracted to something that is not supposed to be used for sex.
Oh,
Like this
now
microphone. See, if somebody get freaky with
Who
the
was
microphone.
the last person up in here with the microphone?
Dee's microphone is all sticky, and she just now asking why.
In COVID, we used to have the little things over. Remember?
We clearly need them because we're talking about fetishes right now.
fetishes.
The Dee's microphone is sticky. Okay. Okay, and so in diagnosing it, there are some specifiers. Here are the specifiers, because what the person would have is fetishistic disorder, comma, body parts, or non-living objects, or other. So that's the specifier. And then another additional specifier is in a controlled environment. This specifier is primarily applicable to individuals living in institutional or other settings where opportunities to engage in fetishistic behaviors are restricted, like convicts, basically. And so if the person is in a controlled environment where they don't have a vibrator, and so like a woman in prison,
We'll probably use a spoon.
she got to use a spoon, her celly shoe, the toothbrush.
Okay, I can say toothbrush.
Well, that could get rough. You could hurt yourself with the
Do it
toothbrush.
from the back.
Well, if
of
it's
it.
it just can't be the one that they have sanded down for shanking, because then you can hurt yourself.
You know you ADHD.
You can't use the same toothbrush
You can't
for
use
your fetish and for shaking
and
your
for shanking
your fellow
people,
colleagues.
and brushing your teeth. Now that's a
And
multi-purpose toothbrush.
That's a for real multi-purpose
Yes,
toothbrush.
it is.
Look, I can have sex with you, I can shake you, or I can brush your teeth. What you want?
Which one you want?
Which one you want? If you in prison and your celly is holding up a toothbrush, and listen, can we please brush my teeth, because the other two options are very scary. The other two options are very scary. And so, and then of course, if it's in full remission, you can go into remission. All right. You don't have to live your whole life with the fetishes. There has been no distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other areas of functioning for at least 5 years, while in an uncontrolled environment. So if you're not in prison and you have gone, this is how long it takes to be considered cured. 5 years. All right. Okay. Now, fetishistic disorder. Is it sexual deviancy or is it a preference? D, what do you think?
It's a little bit of both.
I guess we could say it's a little bit of both.
It's how you feel about it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, if you are in distress,
That's the problem.
it's a disorder. You
It's
need
a
to see. You
disorder.
need to see somebody. If you are having a wonderful time,
And no stress from
you're
getting
not
shanked in
and you're-
jail.
and you're not getting fired.
Right.
Yeah, if you're not getting fired, then yeah, I guess, it's just your preference. Okay. D, we have time for one more.
Let's do it then,
We kind
JP.
of covered it a little bit in the past, but we're doing a series. This is voyeuristic disorder. Those of you who saw
And how
our
we
show,
spell that?
VOYEURISTIC. Voyeuristic. A voyeur. A voyeur. Professor, have you engaged in this at all?
And don't lie.
Have you been watching people, Professor? Do you have a neighbor across the street who sometimes gets undressed? They leave the curtains open, the blinds open. Okay. Because that's a voyeur. Okay. I had to use the professor to define it. All right. So let's talk about voyeurism. Here's the diagnostic criteria. Over a period of at least 6 months. Okay. Recurrent and intense sexual arousal from observing an unsuspecting person. See, the professor's neighbor cannot know he's, because you have some
Yes.
people who are exhibitionists, and we're going to cover that paraphilia.
Next week.
They are intentionally leaving their curtains open for the neighbors to see them. We're not talking about them. All right. This is not exhibitionism. This is someone who just like they're not thinking that somebody's going to be looking at them,
Exactly.
so they
You
leave
just-
the curtain
you
open.
just walking.
They
through your
walking around
house
naked in their house. They
I'm
like
in
ain't
my
nobody,
house."
ain't nobody looking at me, and somebody's looking
with the binoculars.
with with binoculars. From observing an unsuspecting person who is naked. In the process of disrobing, they don't have to be fully naked yet. They can just have one breast out and they taking the other one out. Or engaging in sexual activity as manifested by fantasies, urges, or behaviors. If you are fantasizing about watching your neighbors have sex, you may meet the criteria for voyeuristic disorder if it is causing clinically significant impairment. And in this case, if you are consumed and obsessed, this happens when somebody has a neighbor who's like, sometimes somebody real fine will move into the neighborhood. And when someone who is strikingly beautiful moves into the neighborhood, it can bring out some voyeuristic traits in people because they are looking at that person. They are hoping that that person starts getting undressed with the curtains open. And if they may fantasize about that person having sex. And if they actually watch them, because you do have people who have sex, they don't bother closing the curtains because they're like, we're upstairs. Nobody can see us. People can see you. People can see you.
And they sure can hear you.
Yeah. Now,
Go on and say it, JP.
well, I was gonna say because Nadine always fusses at me for leaving blinds and curtains open, right? When I'm like, I'll get out the shower, I'm like, can't nobody see me? But that's exhibitionism. If I was intentionally trying to be seen naked, I'm just walking around the house like
In your house.
in my house, like I don't even care if somebody see me. But if somebody is if somebody's outside on the street or in their house with binoculars intentionally trying to see me, I am not an exhibitionist because I'm not intentionally trying to be seen, but they are voyeur for watching me. You see how the paraphilias, they be building up on each other. They build
They
up on
do.
each other.
They do.
You got one freak on top of another freak. Okay. Bring on the freaks. Bring on the freaks.
Freaks come out at night.
I knew this.
Hey!
Right. I knew this was gonna be good. Okay, so the individual has acted on these sexual urges with a non-consenting person, or the sexual urges or fantasies cause clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. All right? This is like if you're a fireman and I'm not even going to use that example.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause
Scratch
come on
that.
with the firemen.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to use that example. If you are experiencing, because I see too many firemen in therapy, so I'm not going to use it. And none of my firemen are freaks. Let me just say that. Okay?
I know they hoes.
You know, I love my clients. I ain't saying they ain't hoes though. The D might be right. I see firemen that be in calendars. All right. The individual experiencing the arousal and or acting on the urges is at least 18 years of age. And so for voyeuristic disorder, there's the age requirement. The specifiers are in a controlled environment if the person's in prison. Because if you're in prison, after a while of being in prison, you just trying to look at whatever nakedness you can look at.
Y'all taking showers together.
Taking showers is like, look.
And the most ugliest guard, female guard.
And
they
you
get
know
it.
things happen.
They can get it.
And they get pregnant sometimes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think we covered on the show under mental health and illness in the news. I think I did a story some years about the guard. She got pregnant.
She got pregnant.
Yeah, freak. Okay, and so of course there's in full remission if the person has gone at least 5 years without engaging in this behavior. So voyeuristic disorder, sexual deviancy,
Disorder.
or preference? Or preference? Is
A
it a
preference.
preference, D, or is this a disorder, a deviancy?
I think it's a deviancy.
This is sexually deviant. Yeah,
You doing
because
too much. You got the binoculars out.
yeah,
You ready, set, go.
right.
At any given time. He could just be walking a dog and like, ooh, there's a light. Ooh, I see her.
Yeah.
And start, yeah.
The reason
They
why
used to call those peeping toms.
peeping toms. The reason why this one is more sexually deviant than the fetishes is because a person can engage in fetishes on their own and not be negatively affecting
Affected
somebody
anyone
else.
else. That's true.
But when you are looking at an unsuspecting person get undressed, have sex, whatever you're watching them doing, and they're not aware and they're not wanting to be watched, that's a crime.
It's a crime.
And so now I know that we have listeners out there who are like, well, people need to close their curtains. They don't want to be seen.
This is
They
my
need to
house.
close their
I
blinds.
don't have to close my curtains.
I mean, really, you don't. And sometimes I can see people just not thinking. If your bedroom is on the first floor of your house, nobody's leaving those curtains and things open. But sometimes if you're on the second and third floor of the house, you're not thinking, because at that point someone has to use binoculars to like look at you, and people aren't thinking that someone would do that, and people have a right to have why somebody can't get fresh air while they naked. They got a right to open the curtains and open the window up.
Yes, I agree.
Shoot, you need a breeze to help you dry
Off. 'Cause
I knew
drive
somebody
off
who
naturally.
did. You drive naturally. See, how long does that take though?
It don't take that long.
I knew someone who only dried off naturally. They would get out of the shower, and they didn't use a towel. They just walked around till they was dry.
Now, I do have a towel on, but as far as me taking a towel and doing all that, I don't. Do that.
You don't dry off. But if you have the
And my
towel
kids learned behavior. My kids are the same way, and my grandchildren.
on, really.
I done did that to 3 generations. Those are things we have to be careful about. Those are learned
Multi-generational.
behaviors.
Yeah. So y'all are wet. You put the towel around you. Just
go
don't
look
dry off.
I go
with it.
look at TV. Yeah, I literally get up at least an hour and a half before it's time for me to leave the house.
I'm like, that would take. See, I be running way too late for that.
We already know.
D,
What?
how long does it take to just dry off like that?
About 20 minutes. But at 20 minutes, you got to be thinking about it. I can be taking my medicine. I do my face, like do my routine with my face.
And the whole
Pack
family
my
does.
lunch.
So when all of y'all get up to go somewhere, everybody is just air
We
drying
start-
for 20 minutes.
At least, yeah.
Mr. Walker, Professor, are y'all air drying or y'all drying off?
No, I'm drying off.
Mr. Walker's drying off. Professor? Professor's like, I'm drying off. I'm drying. Ain't nobody got 20 minutes to air dry.
That's why I get up at 5 o'clock. I have to be at school at 7. I get up at 5. It takes me almost 30 minutes to dry, to depend on the
20
traffic.
minutes is used to dry off.
But I'm packing my lunch. I'm doing my face. I'm doing my inhalers.
So you're multitasking.
Oh, yeah, I'm multitasking while I'm drying off.
You know what? If you put it like that, you might actually be getting dressed faster than people who dry off, because the person who's drying off is not doing anything else but drying off.
And
If
then
you
I
jump out
don't
the
dry
shower-
off all the way, because if you don't, because I have eczema. Excuse me. So my dermatologist told me a long time ago, they actually say don't dry off because it messes with the eczema. It aggravates the eczema. So then when you're almost dry is when you start putting your topicals on.
Your lotions and
yeah,
stuff.
because you don't want to be all the way dry because it won't go into your skin. So I guess the reason why I started that was because of my eczema. So I used to look like a lizard,
Wow. You're actually getting done a little faster by getting out, skipping the
Multitasking.
drying, and just ironing clothes and doing all the rest of what you. So the D actually is not 20 minutes late.
No, I'm very seldom late.
She's saving time.
Very seldom late. That's one of the reasons why I get up at 5.
The only way I would be air drying, you need to just walk around naked. Like, I wouldn't want to do that with the wet towel on me.
But the towel's not wet.
It's wet, but you're wet. You put the towel on you.
Yeah. And
Th-
it's I
then you
can't
got a
I got all them
damn towel on.
kids. The towel is dry. And I even have a warmer in my bathroom. So my towels are warm. And I put them on me. I mean, I couldn't just walk around naked because my kids are there.
Well, yeah. that's
Yeah, so that's why I bought a towel warmer. So my towels are so nice. And ooh.
true. Okay, this is what I want you to do, D, as we wrap
Yeah,
up the show.
they're nice.
As we wrap up the show. Well, I got a heated floor in my sunroom. I guess I could throw the towel on the floor and let it warm.
No.
Then give it to Nadine. Hey, baby, here's your warm towel.
I
She
got
gonna be
heated-
like, how does towel get warm? I threw it on the floor in the
Yeah, I
sunroom.
they're not that expensive, but I have a heated in my bathroom. I have heated floors when I redid my bathroom.
That's where the heated floor should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's down in the sunroom.
I don't
Why
want
do
sunroom.
we need heated floors in the sun?
sunroom.
D, this is what I want you to do.
Anyway.
Your neighbor across the street, I want you to tell him, stop watching you for 20 minutes every day. He's a freak and he needs to stop. Because if you have been
Actually,
walking
I
around
think
for
it's
20
the man
minutes,
behind me.
somebody been watching you.
Yeah, they watch me because I have everything open, the lights on. My kids like, Mama, you got every light. Yeah, I can, because you cannot use the lights from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. if you live in Missouri. So in the morning time,
I don't understand these rules.
Yeah, it's whole rules now about using electricity. And in the morning, that's when I wash my clothes. I'll be drying clothes. I do a lot in the morning because the
Okay.
wattage is lower. All the way up to
understand
6, all the way to
these
6 a.m. It goes up at 6 a.m. a little bit.
I don't understand these rules. All right, that's our show for today.
I know, just like when I went and got my car, I was in class for an hour and a half so they can teach me how to work my car.
Well, nowadays you just get on YouTube. The car manuals don't tell you how to work the car anymore. And who's got time to read that? Just get on YouTube. It'll quickly tell you anything you want to know is on YouTube. All right, that's
TikTok.
no, I'm not. No.
You don't like TikTok?
No, I love TikTok, but I'm not learning from TikTok.
Y'all learn.
YouTube is the official educator. If you can build a house,
Per
you
JP.
can build a house from a YouTube video.
Now you know what that is.
Shoot. All right, that's our show for today. Thank you all for joining us. And remember, worry about nothing.
And pray about everything and stop looking at me.
And as my baby Sashi Boo says, hallelujah. No, this is what she said. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Thank you and God bless.
Bye-bye now.